You talked about it being normal, we feel like a normal
Hmm.
week, but is there room for improvement? In other words, you haven't played football in more than a year.
Oh,
Do
absolutely.
you feel like you're going to get better and better each and every week?
Yeah, I mean that's the goal in a normal season too. I hate to continue to use the word normal, but generally that's how things work. You're never your best in week one. You can ask anyone in the history of the NFL, and you're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody that say that they're their best in week one. So you just continue to try and improve and focus on another thing each week, trying to get better and trying to improve on the base that you lay. But I feel like it was a good base that was laid.
The training camp, we talked about all the pre-snap motion, how communication is important. How do you think you guys did with that?
I think we did a decent job, but there's still room for improvement there. There was a couple of times where we missed a little bit of communication, and whether or not the quarterback made up for that or the defensive scheme made up for that. Like I said, sometimes the results were better than the actual execution. So those are things we really got to tighten up so that when the defense challenges us in the particular way, that we don't get broken down.
It did look like you kept a pretty clean pocket, though. How would you assess the pass protection?
I thought the pass protection was fairly solid. We had a couple of hits on the quarterback, and those are things we want to avoid. When you got somebody back there that's doing what Dak was doing, you got to keep him clean. Sometimes those hits can be really nasty, and one wrong hit can lead to something bad, and we certainly don't want that. So the goal is always to keep him totally clean, but I do think that's an area that we've improved in so far.
Could you feel him getting a rhythm the cleaner you kept the pocket, though? Did you feel it happening?
I think you could feel him getting a rhythm because he was getting a rhythm. I don't want to say that's because it was a clean pocket.
I'll say it for you.
I tell people when they ask me about this game that 90% of it is confidence, and so everybody at this level is very skilled. The guy that you're going against is skilled too. But if you feel like you have the ability to do it, you know that you can put yourself in the right position to do it, you're in a lot better mindset to be able to go out and do it. And so for a guy that plays a position like that at quarterback, when things are going well, you believe it's going well, you start to get on a roll. I think that plays a big part in it.
Since Zeke missed all of camp, how do you expect the run game to evolve going forward?
I think just like a normal camp, you're going to continue to improve as you go. A lot of the running backs aren't taking any reps in the preseason, deservedly so. I don't think I want Zeke taking any more hits than he has to be. So you just get better as the season goes. You start to get the feel. He starts to feel the offensive line a little better. We start to feel the play a little bit better, and that's not even necessarily Zeke. It's all the running backs. Game speed's different than practice speed. It's different than preseason speed. So you just got to get into a sort of a rhythm there.
What do you think? Your identity's been kind of a run-first physical team. What's the value in that approach to have the kind of passing game that you had the other day?
I think it's really important to be balanced, and balance doesn't always mean that you run the same number of passes and runs in a game. Balance means that you're prepared to run the same number of passes and the same number of runs. But when a defense sells out to stop the run, and you have weapons on the outside like we have in our receiving core and our tight end core, and the running backs getting out in the open, if a team's going to do that, then you have to be able to take advantage of the passing game. And if a team's going to spend a little bit more time on the passing game, then you got to be able to take advantage of the run game. So I think a great balanced offense comes in the ability to do both of those things.
Even though you didn't play in that game last year in Washington, was that like a big call for you guys just to get things going?
Yeah, I was with, and
I know you had your own situations to deal with too.
Yeah, I think for us, you have to take each game one at a time, and you build on the last game, and you build on the things that have come from before, but you don't necessarily use one game as motivation or one game as a turning point. I know we talk a lot about the Tennessee game last year being sort of a turning point in the season. Where things were going well, and then we kind of fell off, and that's when people started to realize that we had to either do something or turn it around or go home effectively. But I think that's just one game in that season. You start playing well and you win the next game, you win it in Philly, and people say, okay, that's the game where things really turned around. Well, no, that's the next game that we won, and we had to win all of them moving forward. It wasn't like there was one game that miraculously makes the season. So just like that, the Washington game was another game in that, and it's a hard-fought game, and it was really important for the last year, but it was important because it was that game.
Thanks, Travis.